Hey, we gotta sing.
Oh,
Hi,
yes.
you all. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Here's a story that must be told about two ladies that are kind of old. One's a pastor, the other's not. They like to chat and cook and pray a lot. Oh, chat, cook and pray. Oh, chat, cook and pray. Oh, chat, cook and pray. Oh, chat, cook, pray. There's lots of laughter and lots of fun. Tuesdays on Facebook, live at 1. You'll never know what will happen when Lucy and Ethel are at it again. Oh, chat, cook, and pray. Oh, chat, cook, and pray. Oh, chat, cook, and pray. Oh, chat, cook, pray. Amen. Okay, you guys. Well, I was going to take the camera over and show you all the snow outside, but it's already gone.
I know.
I couldn't believe it.
Who were sponsoring us today?
Oh, first I want to say, sponsoring us is Bethel United Church of Christ, where no matter where you are on life's journey, you are always welcome here. So we're glad you're joining us. It's going to be a yummy, yummy dish. And hopefully, if you're cooking along with us, you're going to eat it at the same time we are. But if not, you can do this at brunch, breakfast, it doesn't matter. It's such a good dish. Crustless spinach quiche. Spinach mushroom quiche. For those that don't like mushrooms, you just don't put them in.
That's right.
Find something else you want to put in there. So, Marty's already cooking one that we will show you at the end, but she is going to now create another spinach mushroom quiche while I read to you about quiche. Scary already because we know that that's French. So, I'm off to my
You're off,
script.
all right.
I know. All
Okay.
right. Let me see who's joining us while you tell them what you're getting ready to do.
Okay, I put some olive oil in the skillet. Now I'm adding in the mushrooms and the onions that I'm going to saute here.
We have Kathy Korn, we have Jerry Hendricks, we have Don Sand. I'm sure I've missed some that's already popped up while we were busy. Let's see, there's Jerry. See who else. Yeah, that may be it. Okay, very good. Anyway, we got them coming in. So she's got her mushrooms and olive oil. Isn't it olive oil?
Yes, I put it
Okay,
olive oil.
mushrooms and onions and olive oil that she's cooking down.
Yes, it'll take just a little bit. For this
So I'll read a little bit while
Yes,
you
you
cook
read
that
well.
down.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be talking about quiche origins. Quiche is a French tart consisting of pastry crust, but we're doing it away with the crust, filled with savory custard. Anytime you do egg and cream and stuff together, they call it a custard, and pieces of cheese, meat, seafood, or vegetables. And the best known variant is quiche Lorraine, which includes lardons. If you've never heard of that term lardons, you think of lard. I've got a lot of lard on this body.
Could be because of check cook, right?
Okay, which includes lardons or bacon. See, it's just things with fat on it. Quiche can be served hot or cold. It's popular worldwide. And now I'm going to tell you a little more about a lardon. A lardon, also called lardoon, is a small strip or cube of fatty bacon or pork fat, usually subcutaneous fat, used in a wide variety of cuisines to flavor savory foods and salads. In French cuisine, lardons are also used for larding. Well, that seems redundant. Lardons are also used for larding by threading them with a needle into meats that are to be braised or roasted. Lardons are not normally smoked, and they are made from pork that has been cured with salt. So there you got it. Although quiche is now a classic dish of French cuisine, quiche actually originated in Germany. Jawohl!
Yeah.
Originated in Germany in the medieval kingdom of Lothringen under German rule, and which the French later renamed Lorraine.
Yes.
Aha!
And that was on, and it became part of.
So it was
France.
actually Germany, and then it became part of France.
Yes, and it was in the Alsace-Lorraine area of what became
Okay.
France. But that was
Okay.
owned by Germany at one time, or controlled.
Oh, the history we learn on this program.
I know.
The word quiche is from the German Kuchen. Now, I can tell you what Kuchen means. That's cake. Kuchen is cake. There's Randy.
That's my favorite
Evelyn
thing.
Baker is watching. Okay, so Kuchen is cake because my mom used to say, I'm going to bake your birthday Kuchen. And, of course, I knew that was cake. The word is first attested in French in 1805 and in 1605 in Lorraine patois. The first English usage of quiche Lorraine was recorded in 1925, and then the further etymology is uncertain, but it may be related to the German Kuchen, meaning cake or tart. I like that. French tart. I think that's kind of what we are. Aren't we French tarts?
Well, yes, because with your accent, you could be
I
French
know.
at any
Since
time.
since I am so good at speaking the French.
Yes, you are.
Yes.
Yes.
The original quiche Lorraine was an open pie with a filling consisting of egg and cream custard with smoked bacon. Oh my goodness. Heart be still. Sounds good just to read that. It was only later that cheese was added to the quiche Lorraine. Well, I never knew that. I didn't know cheese wasn't in it from the beginning. But it makes sense that people would just make it with filling, egg, custard, and the stuff, and then I guess cheese was added. I don't know why.
Well, probably because the French then added the cheese because they eat lots of cheese.
Well, that could be. It was only later that cheese was added to the quiche Lorraine. Add onions, and you have quiche Alsacien. Huh. So we've got kind of a quiche Alsacien Lorraine because you added onions. The bottom crust was originally made from bread dough, but that has long since evolved into a short crust or puff pastry crust. You know, this is making me hungry just eating it. Okay, so here we go. Quiche became popular in England sometime after the Second World War and in the U.S. during the 50s. I didn't realize it was so late in coming to the U.S.
Yeah,
So people weren't eating quiche before the 50s?
apparently not.
Huh. Because of its primarily vegetarian ingredients, it was considered a somehow unmanly dish. That's why you got that book later on, Real Men Don't Eat Quiche. Why would that be considered unmanly?
Well, because it
Mushrooms, onion, egg, bacon. Bacon's not unmanly.
Well, they may not have put bacon in at the beginning. I'm going to throw in the spinach and
Okay.
the ham now and stir that in here and cook it until the moisture is
Goes
gone.
out of the spinach. So this is spinach and ham, not spinach and bacon.
Right.
Okay,
It's
gotcha.
meat.
So that's a pork product, so that's still the lard on there. The ham
Yeah.
is a lard on. Okay. Today one can find many varieties of quiche, from the original quiche Lorraine to ones with broccoli, mushrooms, ham, or any seafood, primarily shellfish. Quiche can be served as an entree for lunch, breakfast, or an evening snack. Lunch, breakfast, or an evening snack. An entree. You see, I've spoken so much French while I've been doing this. It has become part of my
Part of your language.
Yes.
Yes.
Varieties. Quiche has a pastry crust, filling of eggs, milk, cream. Oh, and I already did that. Okay. But then it goes into what are we expecting in just a quiche Lorraine. Named after the region of France, Lorraine. It's a popular variant that was originally an open pie. Okay, I read that. In English-speaking countries, modern preparations of the dish usually include mature cheese.
Mature.
Cheddar cheese often being used in British varieties. And the lardons are replaced by bacon. Okay. I'm telling you what, you all, it's kind of scary. It's getting easier to read French. Hi, Pat Armstrong. Pat's watching.
Well, it helps when you look it up online
And well, I haven't
Google's
even come to those words yet.
Well, yeah, but Google told you how to pronounce
Well, this one I had to have somebody tell me.
it. Yeah.
It says there are many variants of quiche using a wide variety of ingredients. Variants may be named descriptively often in French. That is quiche au fromage. That one I knew how to pronounce by myself. Fromage is quiche with cheese. This one was the one I looked up. Quiche à Chamnon. How did that say?
With no G's, no G.
No G. I don't say the G.
No.
It's spelled like this: CHAMPIGNONS. But I didn't think it was champignons. That just didn't sound
but
right.
It sounded really kind
No,
of
it doesn't. It's quiche à champignons, quiche with mushrooms. I'd like to know how many of you out there put a little star or heart by your name if you like mushrooms. I didn't realize mushrooms was such a ingredient that there's so many people. I guess you either hate them or love them.
Yep.
So if you like mushrooms, give me a heart or a thumbs up. If you don't, you can give a thumbs down or just not respond with anything. Okay, Jerry Hendricks likes mushrooms. Kathy Korn likes mushrooms. Yay.
Good.
I can remember there was someone a friend of mine who, if you got mushroom, if she didn't even like the smell of mushrooms, and so if I was out to lunch with her, I had to be careful that not to order anything with mushrooms in it because she didn't ever look very good after that.
Now I'm going to beat the 5 eggs here, and then I'll add in cheese.
Okay, now she's added her spinach, her ham, her onion, the olive oil.
And it's just going to cool down a little bit here.
And she did all this in an electric skillet.
Yep.
Now she's breaking her 5 eggs and going to whip them and pour those in there. Is that correct?
No, I pour this into them.
Oh, you pour that thing into the eggs. I would think that would cook the eggs.
Yeah.
Okay. 5 eggs she's doing. Now she said she tried it with another one.
A different recipe that had 4 eggs, but it had other ingredients, and it made enough for a regular sized quiche and 36 little mini quiches.
Wow.
That I put in the freezer.
So now I know what we're going to eat for a few days here. She'll bring those mini quiches and we'll just warm those up for our lunch. And Lori's watching.
Uh-huh.
And Lori likes mushrooms.
Good.
Yeah. So were those a certain kind of mushroom? They weren't button mushrooms,
No,
were they?
those were those really nice
What are those called? I was trying to think.
Portobellos.
Portobellos.
Yes.
She cut up portobellos for this, but
Yeah,
I'm sure any mushrooms.
Yeah, I usually buy only portobellos.
Andrea Burka, I don't think she likes mushrooms. She's got a little sign with a line through it.
Oh.
So, okay. All right. She's whipping those eggs up.
Yeah. And then,
What do I need to get you? Anything?
I'm going to stir in 3 cups of cheese.
3 cups of cheese.
And I used Colby and Monterey Jack for this.
Okay, but I would think you could use any cheese, but you use shredded Colby and Monterey Jack.
The recipe called for Monterey Jack, but
Okay.
this was a reasonable price.
And you know our shopper here.
Yes, and the cheese.
Okay, Pat doesn't like mushrooms either. Kathy Keaton's on. Hi, Kathy. And she likes mushrooms. She's got a heart there. Okay.
This is 4-cup package, so I'm going to just.
You're just
estimate
guessing. You're guessing
that.
if you've left a cup at the bottom.
Well, because I made the one I made earlier, I kind of have an idea of what was left in the bottom.
Okay.
That looks about right.
All right.
And I'll just mix this up.
Okay, so she's now mixing the cheese in the eggs, in the whipped eggs. And for those of you that maybe got in late, she put in onions, mushrooms, and let them get a little translucent with olive oil. She put in the spinach. Did you squeeze the spinach first?
I did.
Okay, she drained or squeezed the spinach first. And then she put it in there and cooked some more, and then she added cubed ham.
Yep. And now I'm going to add, I'm just going to, it says
Pepper?
1/8 of a teaspoon of pepper. That's not much pepper, so that should be about
That looks
right.
pretty good.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'll just mix that in.
I tell you what, I'm so hungry that any of these ingredients look good, even by themselves.
I think our quiche is done in here.
Okay. Kathy Korn said her video stuck, so I'll catch you up. She put in onion, mushrooms, let them cook a while. Squeezed the spinach and added that, and let the moisture cook out. Then she added the ham. Now she just whipped up 5 eggs, and she added 3 cups of shredded cheese to the 5 eggs. And it can be any kind of cheese you want to. And maybe you're saying our video stuck. I have no clue. But anyway, I repeated that just to let you know.
Hey,
Oh my gosh, can they see that?
I'm gonna bring it later.
Bring it around, and then then you can.
I'm gonna let it cool. Just
Okay,
a
let
minute
it cool.
while I finish up.
Oh, you all. Wow. That sure didn't take long.
No, it didn't.
How much did it cook? Like 15 minutes? But that's in that special oven.
Well, let's see. It was I had another 14 to go, so it was 31 minutes.
But it didn't cook 31. It just
Yeah, they
cooked
cooked
half that.
31 minutes because I had it set for 45.
Oh, it's been cooking that long?
Yeah.
I thought it'd been
You've
sitting.
been-
Was
No.
that oven going the whole time I came back here before we even started the show?
Yes.
Well,
You-
so, okay, so then don't listen to me. That's been cooking for 31 minutes. But she set it for 45 at 350.
Yeah.
But it's done.
It's done. It's probably more than done.
But remember, this is crustless. So isn't that great? You can eat something else for calories in place of the crust. And if you don't want to, because you want to be healthier, then I think probably I'd eat a big old
Muffin.
baguette. We're going to eat a big old muffin with ours. But I'd eat a baguette or some kind of warm bread. Woo-woo. It looks so good. Okay, so she's putting it in the egg mixture. Okay, I haven't finished. I'm going to go on like this. Fromage. And whatever that was, I can't. Chambon, quiche with mushrooms, or Florentine. I can say Florentine. Florentine, which means spinach, or Provençal. You'd think it was Cal, but it's not. It's Provençal. And Provençals, it means tomatoes. As one chef said, quiche is a set it and forget it kind of dish. Really simple to put together and easy to cook well. It has a great shelf life in the fridge and is totally customizable in terms of what you want to flavor it with. Oh, and it will definitely be a popular option if you're serving brunch for both your guests and the chef. I love quiche. That's one of my faves for like brunch or something like that. So quiche is a goodie. It's a goodie.
It's very forgiving.
Yes, it is. It's going to be interesting to see what that little thing looks like when you take it out and it doesn't have any crust.
It just looks like it has crust.
It just.
And the other one I made just had some Bisquick in it, and it didn't make a crust with it.
Now scrape all those goodies
I am,
out.
but I'm getting my.
Okay.
I'm getting my scraper
Don't
tool.
leave no goodies here, because this is the one I get to take home.
Yes, you do.
I told Marty today, it's been so, I don't know, I've felt so much guilt because these last several weeks, she hasn't been able, I mean, she has gone ahead and eaten. I think she has adjusted herself so she can eat something, but there for a while she couldn't do that. And then she makes all these dishes and it smells so good and I'm just chowing in like, oh, hi there, you sitting over there not eating. But she has been eating and she does take just enough. She knows what her
Limitations are.
She knows what her limit is.
Okay.
And prayers for Marty tomorrow. She's going to have her first procedure for the esophagus thing. So prayers for her. It's outpatient, but still it's one of those things that we're hoping goes so well. And they get her esophagus doing what it should do.
That's right. Now I'm going to attempt to show this.
Okay, she's going to show this and then she's going to set it on the table.
Yes.
Do you want me to put this in the oven or?
No, you wait and bake it when you're at home. That way.
Oh, wait and bake it when I'm home.
Mm.
Look at that. Oh, see, if I wanted to, I could have just stick my finger in
It
there.
would be hot.
It would be hot. I would have blisters on my fingers. Okay,
Yes.
so she's gonna turn us around now. Okay, I can. You turned out a little fast.
I wanted to catch
I
you.
wasn't ready.
I wanted to catch you. Oops,
I know you
gotta
did.
move back.
Oh yeah, we can do that.
Mm,
Oh, look at
make
that.
them all dizzy.
See, snow's all gone. No snow out there.
No, none out there.
None whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. We have to have our people.
We have to have
our people.
our
with us.
minis, our
Yes.
miniature us's.
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I need. Oh, we got napkins. We got
Yes,
water.
we're set.
We are set.
Okay.
Wow, that was so quick. That was so good.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna serve.
Why don't you say the prayer first?
Okay, I'll
and
say
then,
the prayer first. Okay, she
okay.
made me stand up and sit down.
Yeah.
All right, let's pray. Our gracious and loving God, we thank you for all the joy we have in doing this show, for all those who watch and I hope get a smile or a laugh, and not, along with it get a great recipe and history. Just so much education that we share during this show. And we pray for Marty tomorrow that her procedure goes well, and we just ask that as we continue these shows that we just find new ways to share with one another, and of course the recipes just keep coming, and we thank you for surrounding us with joy. In Christ's name we pray. Amen. Okay.
Oh, right.
Okay, now you're good. You can cut me a piece.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I better get a fork. Oh, I got a fork.
How many forks do you need?
I might need 2 because it looks so good. And let's see, Kathy Harms is watching. I tell you what, this is so yummy looking.
It should be.
I was thinking, I don't think I've ever made a face at anything that's been fixed. One of these days, I need to surprise you by taking the first bite and going, oh, whoa. Oh, look at that. And there's no crust, you all.
Yeah.
So it's gluten-free, no
Look at the
crust.
steam coming off.
I
of that
know.
piece.
I know. Oh, you all, if you could smell this. I wish we did have smell-o-vision.
Oh.
Okay, go in your kitchen real quick and get some butter and onions and anything else just to give yourself some smell for this, because it's beyond description. Oh my lordy day. Look at this. Oh.
Yeah.
That is just too pretty. You know, it's so neat when not only does it smell good and it's going to taste good, but it looks pretty.
Yeah.
That's a cool
And
thing.
it's almost healthy.
And Kathy Keaton says, still have, let's see, can't read it. Still love the bobbleheads. Yes, don't look. Dee-dee. There we are, bobbling away. Oh, the bobblehead twins. Okay, so tell me this, you date well, you've had it, because you had it at home, didn't you?
Yes.
Okay, so you're waiting for my reaction.
Mhm.
Okay, here it goes. You all, it's great again. It's great again. I just like it. And then, here's what we're sharing today. Sweet Jody brought in some muffins yesterday, and we are eating the lemon muffin with our spinach quiche. Lemon muffin with spinach quiche, and it's good too.
Very good.
Poppy seeds and lemon. I'll tell you what, we have just made it like every time we eat in front of them, I always am thinking they're out there and their mouths are watering. Another winning menu, Marty, is what Kathy Keaton says. So then when it's done, it's $3.50 for 30, but somewhere between 30 and 40 minutes. I guess it'd be how your oven cooks.
Yeah, 40, because when I did it at home, it was 40 minutes
Okay.
in a regular oven.
Okay, 40 minutes in a regular oven. It's so good. It's so earthy. Maybe it's the spinach and the mushrooms, but it has this real earthy taste. So good. And see, there's no guilt because there's no crust.
No. And that makes it super easy, but
You don't have to make a crust ahead of time. Yes, the snow this morning out of Liberty, we had about 4 inches. Andrea says, best wishes, Marty. Okay?
Thank you, Andrea.
I won't have her to push around tomorrow.
No.
I'll probably start talking to you like you're in there, and then I'll
Like you
realize.
talking, I'm back here, and you think I'm in there? But I can hear you.
But
Your
I'll-
voice is awfully loud.
Well, that's one of the good things to have
That's right.
as a pastor is a loud voice. But it's always good to have something to say with it. So maybe sometimes I don't, especially when I'm reading these things and I can't pronounce the words.
Well, you know the important pronunciations, and those are the ones in the Bible.
I don't even say those right.
Well, yeah, but the rest of us don't know how to pronounce them.
Well, I know, but those are just hard.
Yeah.
They're just hard. Those are so good. Okay, let me think. We had the snow, that was amazing. 4 inches in Liberty. I saw somebody on my Facebook, and I can't remember now where they were, but it seemed like it was a little further north, and they had a ruler in the snow and it was 6 inches. Biggest, largest snowfall, I think, in history.
On this date.
On this date. Not in all of history, but for this date. Yeah,
That would have been interesting.
that would have been interesting. No, but for April the 20th, we've had
In Kansas City.
in Kansas City 3.2 inches, I think was the KCI's measurement, but ours was more than that.
Oh, yeah, it was deep.
But this is the kind of snow I love. It was on the grass, it wasn't on the streets,
And it was gone.
and it was gone. I couldn't believe, we were busy doing stuff. I had a couple of meetings this morning online, and when I got up to get ready to come do our show, I looked out, there is not a drop. There's not a drop of snow on the ground and the trees anywhere. It is gone.
But
It just was an amazing thing, and yet it was really beautiful.
oh, it was.
I took a picture to send to the kids this morning when I got up, because I was amazed at how deep it was.
Well, I looked out at 4:20 and it wasn't snowing yet.
Well, how did you tell? It's dark.
We have street lights in our neighborhood. I don't know where you live.
Oh, yeah, we have street lights too. Maybe it was the term 420 that made me think. Okay. We'll be praying for you, Marty. That was Kathy Keaton. But, oh yeah, so you could look out in the street lights and see, was it real heavy when you looked out? Or was it at all?
At 4:20, there was nothing there.
Oh, at 4:20 there was nothing.
Nothing. And then
Okay.
when Randy got up later, it must have been about 6:15 or so, he said, you need to look out there. You won't believe how heavy the snow is. I didn't look out until like 6:30.
Yeah, but
It was
this is,
huge flakes.
huge flakes, and it must have just come down heavy, because I got up at 6:30, 6:45, and I looked out, and it was already like that on our, so it must have come down just huge in a small amount of
The flakes were just ginormous.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Snow in the spring. But it was so pretty. I did like it. Okay, I was going to read something to you all. Again, from one of my favorite writers, Henry Nouwen. This is a collection of his writings by a man by the name of Michael Ford, and it's called Eternal Seasons. So he takes you through the seasons of the church and of the year with different writings that he's done. And so I'm going to be doing a special presentation Sunday of The Woman at the Well. It's a reader's theater. We have a special song by Preston and Kathy Korn that will be telling us about the woman at the well. And so I found this reading from Henry Nouwen, and he does all of his things in like a prayer. It's like a prayer. So I want to share what he says, and he entitles this The Water of Eternity. Dear Lord, thank you for the beginning of spring. In the midst of Lent, I am made aware that Easter is coming. And the days that follow Easter are becoming longer. The snow is withdrawing. Now there he was wrong, but it normally is withdrawing. The sun is bringing new warmth and a bird is singing. Yesterday, during the night prayers, a cat was crying. Indeed, spring announces itself. And tonight, O Lord, I heard you speak to the Samaritan woman. You said, anyone who drinks the water that I shall give you will never be thirsty again. The water that I shall give will turn into a spring inside him, welling up to eternal life. What words! They are worth many hours, days, and weeks of reflection. I will carry them with me all of my days. The water that you give turns into a spring. Therefore, I do not have to be stingy with your gift. O Lord, I can freely let the water come from my center and let anyone who desires drink from it. Perhaps I will even see this spring in myself when others come to it to quench their thirst. Isn't that a beautiful vision? We see that eternal spring of water, that eternal spring of hope, and sometimes we don't even see it in ourselves, but others see it, and they come to us to quench their thirst. So often, Lord, I doubt that there is a spring in me. So often I am afraid that it is dried up or has been filled with sand. But others keep believing in the spring in me, even when I do not. Others keep believing in the spring in me, even when I do not. Let the spring of this year and the spring of water in me give me joy, O Lord, my hope and my Redeemer. Amen. That spring is in you all too, even if you don't think you see it. Let's see, prayers tomorrow, Marty. And that's from Jerry Hendricks.
That's very sweet of everybody.
Yes, everybody is going to be holding you in prayer.
Yes, Randy, we appreciate that since I'm the chief cook at home and he'll starve to death otherwise.
I doubt that. I bet you have so much stuff in your freezer, if you just knew where to get it.
Well,
that
he'd
you
have,
would
to eat
have-
it, he'd have to eat it raw, and that would be
He can turn on the oven.
No, it hasn't.
You have not trained him well.
Some people are not trainable. Well, one time, he eats it when I tell stories about him, but this one was rather priceless. One time, I was sick. I had
One time you were sick.
I try not to be sick in my
I know.
house. I just say, well, if I'm gonna be sick, I'm just gonna crawl in the closet and hide, and that way you won't know that I'm sick. Anyway, he says, well, he says, I'll fix you something. You want some pizza? No, I don't want to eat pizza. But when he's sick, yeah, pizza sounds really good to him. I'm going like, no. He said, what do you want? I said, well, some chicken noodle soup with mashed potatoes. Just the old Campbell's chicken noodle soup and potato. Well, it was more than an hour, and I still didn't have anything to eat. And he didn't know you were supposed to cut the potato up, and so he was boiling the potato whole.
Oh, I see.
And it takes over an hour.
But
to
I
do
would
that.
say that with all these dishes that you have tried at home before you try them here, I would think he has learned different things. Or does he watch you as you
No,
make it, or he just
no.
eats it?
He just eats it. He's
I
on his computer doing all his little stuff and look, probably jokes for Czech cook. Probably,
That's right.
he just does
Oh,
all
and
that
those
stuff.
haven't rolled by today. He
No.
must be busy with something else.
He must be.
So, But if you didn't catch us live, remember, we're always on Facebook. And if you like what you saw, remember to press like. I don't understand all the ins and outs of that, but that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, but, yes, we are now going to recipes that are quick, easy, fairly light, because we're getting into those times where we want to, now that we can actually start going places, we want to eat and get ready to leave. So, well, tell me this, do you know what we're going to be doing next week?
No, I haven't decided yet.
She hasn't decided yet.
I have, when I look in my freezer, I need to cook something that is a meat that I've already bought, because I buy in bulk,
Mm-hmm.
because I make a dish at home and then for here, and it's cheaper to buy in bulk anyway. And I buy anything that's on sale. So one of the things that I bought, Hy-Vee had, if you bought one of these pork loin roasts that are like the 2.5 pounds.
The little ones, we fix those
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah, well, if you bought one, you got like 4 free. So why would I not do
Why
that?
would, you mean you buy one of those pork loin little roasts and 4 were free? It's not buy one, get one free?
No, I got that one earlier, and then they came out with this one
Oh, for
sometime
Pete's
later.
sakes, that's a lot of meat.
Tell me about it. You should see what my freezer looks like. So anyway, I took one of them and I cut it into pieces, and then I pounded it out and I made tenderloin sandwiches out of it.
Ooh, yummy.
And that was really good. And I did it in the air fryer, so that was kind of fun. And then I got some beef stew meat on sale for $2.47 a pound, which was a really good price. Well, so I sealed it up in my vacuum sealer, put it in the freezer. So I've got that I could do something with. And, I'm just running out of, well, we can't eat that much at our house.
Mm-hmm.
For me to fix, Randy will say, we gotta eat
Dear,
these
you haven't
leftovers.
eaten that much in 6 months, so let's
So anyway,
cut back there.
Randy says, we gotta eat these leftovers. You can't fix anything new right now till we get this stuff gone. All weekend we ate quiche. Every meal we had quiche.
Yeah, it's very good. It's very good. It's just, well, what's great about it is you're eating healthy stuff. I consider cheese healthy. You know, we all have our different ideas of what's healthy and what's not. But cheese, I think fromage. That's what. When you hear it like fromage, that
It
even sounds healthy.
It sounds low calorie, doesn't it?
It does.
Mm-hmm.
Have a little hunk of fromage. I think that would work. So, but the food has been wonderful. The different recipes, and like we said, and some of you even last week said you would help out with the recipe book.
Yeah.
Whenever
Andrea's-
Marty has the time to organize that and decide how she wants to design the cookbook, you know, she will be letting you all know. Maybe you should let somebody who wants to help try to design that.
Well, Andrea has
Yeah.
said she would help,
Okay.
and so I've been trying to decide. I'm thinking that if we actually made it the 8.5 by 11 size instead of the half,
Right.
that's easier. You can make the print a little bigger, because when you're trying to cook and look at the recipe,
Yes.
you know, and I can put it in a spiral binding
That
thing.
just lays flat.
It makes it a lot easier
Yeah.
than trying otherwise. But I have at home a stack of recipes like this that I have not cooked here.
Well, that's for the upcoming, the new
Well,
season.
some of them were rejects.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we don't. Well,
Randy
if
liked
they're
them.
rejects, then don't keep them.
Oh, Randy
Well, don't
liked
put them in our book.
No.
Only put what we actually did here.
Oh, yeah, that's all I'm putting in here is what we actually
That's
did.
plenty.
And it's like this thick,
Right.
so. Because I thought then that gives us a little bit of space on the side, you know, to put a picture or something.
I think we better stay away from pictures.
Well, you know,
No telling what we might have been doing when you took a picture.
Well, what was interesting is I've been told.
You're talking with your mouth full.
I know.
Yay!
It wasn't full.
Well,
It
it
was
just
at work.
sounded like it.
Well, anyway, I've been told that some would like to see our outtakes, and I said, well, we haven't filmed any of those, because the best one, if we had filmed it, that we could have been on America's Funniest Home Videos, and we probably won the $10,000.
We could have.
And that was the Vitamix.
The bullet mixer.
Yeah, the Vitamix bullet mixer.
Right. And we couldn't figure out
How to take the blade out.
how to take the blade out. I mean, we must have stood there. This was before we started filming our show. And we must have stood there and talked back and forth about, well, where does this go? How do you do
It was
that?
probably about 20 minutes.
And then we looked at the instruction book, didn't we?
and we
Or how
couldn't,
did
we couldn't figure
I
that
couldn't
out.
figure that out either.
And so finally I just picked it up and I go, oh, and you go like, I can't figure out how this comes apart. I'm going like, here it is. And you go, how'd that happen? I said, I just pulled it like this and it came
But
apart.
see, to us, most of these shows just look like outtakes. Because we always had different problems with the camera or something.
Oh yeah.
And so you always got real close-ups of our faces or our hands. And-
Or you got us sideways.
Or sideways.
That was our first attempt.
That was the first
And then
attempt.
we were backwards for the longest time.
We were backwards. I mean, well, we're still backwards, even if we don't show up backwards on the screen. But there were so many things that we learned throughout the process. And the best thing about it is we sit and laugh about it because it just, everything about it seems so funny.
Well, it probably is.
But you know, it's just like we'll see ourselves do something totally crazy even during the show, and then after when we watch it back, we go, well, I didn't realize that's what you said, or that's what we did, or it's all new to us. So that's oh, there goes the lights. I think it's trying to tell us something. But you know, that's not a bad light even with the lights out. In fact,
And we probably look better in the dark.
well, but we still are bright. We're still bright.
That mentally or what?
I don't know. It's hard to tell. But I tell you what, it's about time for us to sign off, so I'm going to get what happened to my little,
Well, what'd you do with it?
what did I do with my tutor? I didn't mean that. What is that called?
A kazoo.
Kazoo.
Oh, that would have been the other one when we tried to figure out how to
Yeah.
use the kazoo.
But I think that, oh my knee, I think that was That was on tape. That was taped.
No, we were in your office trying to do them.
Oh, okay.
No, I should have filmed that one because that was another $10,000 winner.
That would have been a $10,000 winner. I mean, trying to figure out how to blow into this and make it
And
work.
then you took out the little diaphragm thing.
I did. I thought, what's that? I unscrewed that from the top.
And then you said, we'll get rid of this thing. You don't know where it won't work. And then you tried blowing through this.
Oh
end.
gosh, here we go. All right, you all have a great day. The snow is gone. Spring is really here. It was just trying to fool us.
Oh, and Sunday is the congregational meeting immediately following the worship.
Immediately following worship is the congregational meeting. It'll be outdoors, and it looks like the weather's going to be good.
Well,
on
better
Sunday.
than it was this morning.
Better than better than
last
it was
Sunday.
this morning.
And I'll be sending a Zoom link out to members so that they can join.
Oh, the case. Kathy Keaton says the case of the lost kazoos. Okay. So, congregational meeting, for those of you that aren't in the parking lot to stay for the meeting, we will Zoom that meeting after the worship service is over. It's going to be a very special service, Woman at the Well, and an original song by Preston and Kathy Korn, and we just are looking forward to it.
We need to tell people too that if
You're
they
pointing to me with your kazoo.
okay, I'll use this end.
Yeah.
We need to tell people if you want to see the whole service from Sunday, the YouTube is now posted because apparently we had a technical glitch on Sunday.
Right, and the
That
thing
we
that
were
got
unaware-
posted live was starting with my sermon, or even
Well,
into my sermon a little
yeah,
bit, and just
yeah.
to the end.
Yeah. Well,
So-
at least we had the sermon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
part of
no.
it.
But
And-
you missed Kathy and Preston Korn did a beautiful
Beautiful
song. And
song,
so
yes.
the whole thing, the YouTube version is on there. I didn't post it then because Randy told me how great the service looked on Facebook Live. So I thought, well, I don't need to rush around and do this. And then I
And
find
then
out.
something happened that just half of the service got posted, but don't worry about it. You can go back and see it. This week we're hoping for good weather and it will be outside, and we will have our congregational meeting, and all will be well. My favorite words, all will be well, it will be well. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, chat, cook, and pray. Oh, chat, cook, and pray. Oh, chat, cook, and pray. Oh, chat, cook, pray. Amen. You
See
guys,
you next week.
it was great. Love ya.